Breaking news just into the KSLA News 12 newsroom. Caddo Parish deputies are on the scene of a crash involving a single vehicle in Keithville. They got the call just before 9 o'clock to Barron Road, east of Highway 171. According to dispatchers, the vehicle struck a pole. We are working to find out more about any possible injuries. We have a crew headed to the scene and we'll bring you updates as soon as we learn more. Police and protest leaders came face-to-face in Washington, D.C. today. Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards was among the group of leaders invited to meet with President Obama following days of tension over two police-related deaths in last week's police ambush in Dallas. The conversation among the activists, law enforcement, and elected leaders focused on community policing and criminal justice. The president says the issue will take time to resolve.
The roots of the problems we saw this week date back not just decades, date back centuries. There are cultural issues, and there are issues of race in this country, and poverty, and a whole range of problems that will not be solved overnight.
The meeting lasted more than 4 hours in Washington. The group also focused on building trust between law enforcement and the community. The president called it an excellent talk, but says we are not even close to being where we want to be. 3 of the 5 officers gunned down in Dallas last week were laid to rest today. Tomorrow, a funeral will be held for Officer Michael Kroll. Bossier Deputy Thomas Delry and his Percheron horse will take part in the funeral procession. His horse will pair with another horse to pull the caskets of Officer Kroll tomorrow and Officer Patrick Zamaripa on Saturday. The deputy calls this a privilege.
Is this an emotional time for you?
Pretty much. As soon as the sheriff found out about it, total support. And that's, you know, it's the right thing to do. I've never done anything to this magnitude. It's probably going to be a tough day.
Deputy Delry and his wife have raised the horses for 9 years on their Houghton farm. Their main purpose is for animal therapy for children and the elderly. 13 Bossier deputies remain in Baton Rouge helping their deputies patrol the parish. The Bossier Parish Sheriff's Office shared these photos of their deputies at work. They've also felt appreciation from the public. The Bossier team will remain there through the week. Some Arklatex children got a life lesson today in respect and how to view those in law enforcement. The Texarkana, Texas group taking action against bullies, or TAB, met with police officers from both sides of the Twin Cities this afternoon. Officers say in light of recent events, they felt children should learn how to conduct themselves if stopped by a law enforcement officer. 26-year police veteran Tony Dollarhide, chief of the Texarkana, Texas Independent School District, emphasized the need to be respectful.
When you make contact with a police officer, if you will comply with their demands, it will usually keep you safe. You know, you comply now and complain later.
The group TAB began in 2014, and organizers say their goal is to teach young children life skills. Today, they say they hope these children left knowing that the majority of law enforcement officers are their friends.
KSLA Storm Tracker 12 weather. We track storms.
Good evening, everyone. I'm KSLA Storm Tracker 12 Chief Meteorologist Jeff Castle. As expected, pretty quiet around most of the Arklatex. We've had a couple sprinkles moving through southwestern Arkansas. They're starting to die out along the Louisiana-Arkansas line. So it looks like overnight tonight, not too much we're going to have to be concerned about. Temperature's main weather story through tomorrow morning is still, it's 10 o'clock. It is 10 o'clock and it is still 91 degrees in downtown Shreveport. It's 89 out at the airport. We've got 85 at LSUS, 85 degrees right now over at Barksdale Air Force Base. Barely below 80 for the morning commute. 7 a.m. we're at 78, already at 83 at 9 in the morning, a muggy start. And yes, AC on full blast tomorrow afternoon. The drive home will be a hot one, upper 90s. Just a 10% chance for a shower or a thunder shower late in the day tomorrow. Back in a few moments. Better rain chances come in on Friday. I'll track those in your forecast.
New at 10, Pokemon Masters in training were out in full force, pounding the pavement earlier today. As KSLA News 12's Troy Washington explains, business owners are hip to the trend and even using the game to draw in customers.
Business owners are cashing in on the pull that Pokemon has on gamers.
You wouldn't know if any boost was particularly because of Pokemon, so it's a little bit hard to tell. Now, what you can tell, though, is if businesses see people walking in looking at their smartphone, you know, looking for Pokemon creatures.
Shop owners at Appliques caught this Dratini, one of the many fictional characters featured in the game. This little guy was hanging right outside their store, and so owners invited shoppers in to catch them all. As a matter of fact, while we stopped in, the store owner's daughter, Abby Rhodes, bagged a few.
Got it.
They're doing a special on drinks at the Remington for everybody who's at the meetup. So I think, you know, they're really doing some great programming and marketing.
Liz Swain, who is the executive director of downtown development, says businesses in the Red River District are literally luring in Pokemon players. Beyond offering specials, some are purchasing lures in the app near their businesses to bring Pokemon their way. And of course, if the Pokemon are present, the players will come.
Both my friends caught a Snorlax around here.
This is we're building community and revitalizing downtown at the same time.
Giving gamers every reason to catch them all and stop and shop. In Shreveport, Troy Washington, KSLA News 12.
And today, a meetup brought out dozens of players to the Red River District, giving Pokemon Go team members the chance to meet in person and chase them all. There's another progressive meeting scheduled for this weekend. You can find the details on KSLA.com. Somebody please explain it to me. All right, a clarification now on what's next for the new Super Walmart in North Bossier. The City Council expects to make a final vote on the rezoning next month. According to Bossier City leaders, on Monday, the Metropolitan Planning Commission approved Walmart's plans on lighting the property since it won't be a 24-hour store after all. That proposal will be presented to the City Council on August 3rd. Yesterday, a Walmart spokesperson tells us a timetable has not been set for construction. And a KSLA News 12 traffic alert. Your weekend travel plans may see a few delays thanks to a nearly 270-ton superload moving through Shreveport to East Texas. Here's a look at the route. The tall, cold box will be transported from the port of Caddo Bossier to Eastman Chemical in Longview, Texas, beginning Friday morning. It's expected to arrive on Sunday, moving at an average speed of about 1 mile per hour over the 3 days. You can find an interactive route on our website, KSLA.com. Arklatex film students' hard work pays off. How they hope their film will have a bigger impact beyond the film world.
And here's a live view from our Skycam out of Texarkana. We're not going to cool off much tonight. I'm tracking more hot and humid weather for tomorrow coming up in your forecast in 7 minutes.
Donald Trump zeroes in on a running mate as Hillary Clinton uses a historical backdrop for a speech on race relations. I'm Craig Boswell at the White House. That's coming up.